tables in the data analysis. One is the lookup table. So the lookup table is the detailed table. Before lookup table should be the fact table. The fact table is where we are going to work. So in our analysis here, in our data model here, the two tables, country GDP and country population, are fact tables because they contains the grain of the data which on which we are going to work, or you can say the fact the quantitative data which we are going to analyze for, and we are going to aggregate, or we are going to average, or whatever we are going to do. The lookup table is the table which has additional information about some things. So for example here, the country code, the country, about the data, there's much more data about the country. This data is not available in country GDP, this data is not available in country population, but in the country data. So that this is called a lookup table because it has no ideally it has no aggregation things. It does not have a GDP, it does not have a population, even though we have a population here, but we don't want to use this population because that's not the fact table should not have the lookup table should not have anything to aggregate. It just only have usually the more data about the parameters for which we want to analyze. So about the country, so it has continent name, whether it's developing, whether it's what is the international region here, what is the size, what is the land mass, and everything else. So this way we can get more analysis about this particular country, any particular country here. So that is the lookup table. So when we are looking into the our analysis or into the visualization, always try to keep the measures in the fact table, and take the analysis things like country name. We have country name in all the three columns here, but as a best practice, you should always use the header, on the row or columns, the country name from the fact table. So ideally we should hide the country code and country name from here because we don't want to see it, otherwise we get confused, right? So we can click on this little icon button. This field is visible in the report view, select to hide it. So if we click on it, and then it will hide the number from being visible. So if we hide it, you don't want to see it anymore. So you will not see it in the report view because there is no need for it. Here you can leave it because you don't have here in this particular file, but here in one file is enough, but you can leave it in both the files for now. And then you want to hide the population because you don't want to use this population, you want to use the population in country population itself. So these are the things. Once you go back to the report view, so the columns are not deleted, they are just hidden from the view. So here you will not see them anymore. Then you will not get confused also. So now we don't want to use the country name. So let's say we want to use the country name. Where is the country name? I think we hide it the country. Oh, display name. Sorry. That's again why we need to be careful in selecting the names. Like I get confused. Where is the country name? Actually, it is the display name of the country. So let's say we use the display name in the rows. Now we have the country names and we use our measure already. So we can click on the measure GDP per capita. So now we can see this is GDP per capita of all the countries. We can sort this by clicking on it. All the data is available here, or you can double click on single click on it, and then it will create the table. So means it will sort from the ascending to descending, the largest to highest. So you can see which country has the highest GDP per capita. But now again, this is for the entire world. For the entire years, you have many years in the data table. So you want to see which data you are going to use. So that's why we use filter. So now we can see the year. We can put the year on the filter, the display name at the data field here, and we can say we want to use only the 2017, the latest year. Now it has only 1 year of data. If you want to say, okay, you want to use this filter on all the tables, you can use that. If you want to use this filter only on the on this particular, so at the moment we use this filter on this visual, but if you want to use the same filter for all the report, all the pages, we could use that. We could just drop it, drag it here. It doesn't work. No. Okay, we can create it separately. But the idea is that we can use the filter. Now we have only 1 year and the data is different. So Qatar has the highest GDP per capita. Then you have Luxembourg and then Macau and then other countries. So that's how we can create more visualization. If you want to see the visualization by like charts or other things, you can do that. If we want to create the growth over a year, over previous years, we could calculate that also, but we are not going to calculate that because we want to move into our second example, which is more on a financial and has much more possibilities of analyzing and creating the visualizations. So in this example, this was the only thing I wanted to cover. You can actually cover GDP per square meter also, or population density by calculating population divide by the area square kilometer and see which country is highly dense and which countries has less number of people per square kilometer. So that is for the exploration. Until now, I didn't know that Qatar has the highest GDP per capita. Now since I sorted it, we can see we can see who has the lowest. So now you can see Burundi has only $11, Malawi has only 12. So all the African countries, most of the African countries have very low GDP per capita. Nepal has only 22. So this is the way to explore the data. So if there's any question on this, then you can ask. Otherwise, we will save this file and close it. You just can drag and drop the year to the filter pane like this. Let me show you one more. Let's say we want to do the filter all the pages. So we drag it, keep control it, and then drop into the written on all filter on all pages, and then it will open up automatically, and then we can select 2017 here, and then that's it. So now we don't need the filter on the visual pane because we already have filter on all pages. Even if we remove this filter, the data will not change. Okay, so we close this and then we will open up one more time Power BI. And click on get data from the top. Now we are going to do the other part of the table. Now, before that, let me close it again. Sorry, cancel it and show you the data again. So now we are going to work on this sales underscore CSV for folder upload. So you will see here there are four files: 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020 sales. Yes, please save it. If you want to refer it to other, you can save the previous one. and close the file and open again. So in the new sales folder, the sales folder here, the sales underscore CSV for folder upload, you will see there are four files 2017, 18, 19, 20, and there's one dimension table to be used for this data set. Now, if we want to import the data, we can follow the same as importing the one by one, but there is a better way. If we want to use the, if you want to upload all the files at the same time, and that's usually happens when we are, let's say, downloading the data from the ERP or from our accounting software systems. They don't generate the file for combined, right? They sometimes give you the file by month, and that will be the practical thing that you will be facing. So your IT may not give you the data all the time. They will give you month by month, or you may be having every month report which you want to add into the data source automatically. So how do we deal with these situations where you are continuously getting the file in different data in different files? So the one way to initiate is the something is called folder upload. So once you go to the data, get data, but for that you need to make sure that you have only the necessary data in that particular format. But we can do that. Click on get data, and then you will not see folder upload here because folder upload is not a very common data source. We need to click on more. So we click on more, will open up, and then you can say all, and then you will see folder here. Click on folder. So now we are going to connect to a folder rather than individual file. So whenever you are going to have new files, the same folder, it will automatically be uploaded to the Power BI. So that's why we want to use this folder upload. So click on the browse, which folder you want to use. Because this folder is on my desktop, I'll go ahead and select Microsoft Power BI class, sales underscore CSV folder upload. Click OK. It will copy the path here. Click OK. Now it will open up another interaction which will show me five files. Binary, the content binary means that it has more data inside it. It's not just the date, it's not just this column. So it has 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. I will click on what is continue, combine, and no. We just click on transform data. Now when I click on transform data, it has opened up all the files here again. Now, since this file is in XLX and the other are CSV, we cannot combine these files into one, right? So we have to remove this file first. So what I'm going to do is remove columns. I don't want to use the word remove columns. I would word use, uh, sorry, not remove columns, rows. So I will keep rows. I will remove, keep top row, keep bottom rows. Oh no, maybe I have to just say did remove the rows. So remove the top row, and how many top rows? We just need to remove the one row. So I will click on one and click OK. So now we have learned how we remove the rows. The other way was to filter and remove it from here. That could also be the another way. Now we have removed the row. Now we have only four files. All are point CSV. So since we have all the CSV files, the other data for this particular exercise is not relevant. It's not necessary for us to know what is the file path, what is the attribute, what is the date of modification or the extension. So what we will do is we will keep these two columns and remove other columns. So we will not choose column, we will remove columns permanently. So we'll click on it, remove, and click on remove other columns. So once we click on remove other columns, the only two columns will be left, binary and the file name, and the rest of all are done. Now, there are data inside these files. How do we get this data? So there is, if you see, there is a content name here, and there's a little bit of icon like combine files. You see here, uh, it's shown here, combine files. You click on this button. Power BI is going to evaluate the query itself and will do the rest of thing by itself. You don't have to worry about it. It will ask you to verify whether this file finds looks fine or not. So it's a ISO date, product ID, sales rep ID, unit is fine, discount is fine, CUGS is fine. So it looks okay. So we click OK. Is based on the first file. Since all the files are same structure, that's why I just accepted the file. Otherwise, you could check individually one by one. Now, what it has done basically is it has combined all the four files into one and created the files for us. So what it has done in the process is, you will see now there are five queries. We loaded only one, right? But what it does is it has done by itself some of the helper queries in order to transform the data. For us, the only important thing is this CSV underscore CSV for folder upload. Now, this file name is not good because that's not the correct file name. So what we want to use this, we want to change this to maybe fact sales table, right? Since we have learned now that we have two type of tables, the data table, the fact table, and the lookup table or data a dimension table. We will use these terms into naming of the files so that we remember what is fact table, what is the date lookup table, and what is the date table. So here we are going to use this as f, small f, capital sales, f sales. F means fact and sales means this is the sales table. uh, and then we hit enter. So it has done it. Now you will see there is a date column, but it's not a date format. It's 123 format. So we need to change it. The product ID is 123. That's fine. This is alpha. This is the number. This is number. This is number. This is discount is in the decimal. That's fine. COGS total is in decimal. That's fine. We don't have to worry about. The only thing we have to change here is the ISO date. So we have to change the format of this. So we have to right click. uh, we cannot change directly into the date because this is not a one, this is a 123 number. We cannot change from text. I think we cannot. Let's see. It's a whole number now, so we don't want to use this as a whole number, and we want to convert it into a text first. Replace current, and then we will change it to dates. Only date, not date and time. Add a new step. So it has changed it to date, right? So you can see there is a little icon here of the date type. So you can see it's a date. You can see the icons here. 1.2 is a decimal. Dollar is a fixed decimal number. 123 is a whole number. You have percentage as well. You have date and time. Since we had only date, we converted only into date. We didn't use the time, and we could use date, time, time zone. That's not necessary for us now. So we don't use it, and then now we have it. So finally, the other thing is you might be noticing here is we have these bars here. So I have not explained you what is the bar. The bar is the showing the distribution of the data in this particular file. So you will see there are 253 distinct numbers, 69 unique numbers. So 69 unique means there are 69 unique characters, unique dates. They are, this is 2017, only 2017. List is not complete. Okay, because is the 2017, 18, and 19. Now you will be able to see 2019 as well, and it's a limit of 1000 rows values only. It shows only 1000 values in the filter, and it shows 13 distinct number, no unique, and 23 number, no unique because it's keep on repeating. and 186 distinct and 73 unique numbers. But that's not the idea. So the idea is to see, is there any outlier? Means there is one data which is the highest and the other is which is the lowest. If that is the case, we need to see establish whether that is correct or not correct. Uh, do we want like this? Here in this one, you can say this one data is very high. High is the highest, and there is one which is very lowest also, which is can happen. The discount in some ways is zero, and some ways it could be 100%. So it's a percentage. So you can see it shows as 0.5 means 5%, 25%, 37%, 40%, 43%, 47%, 52%. It shows in the percentage. For all the data, it shows the total. Up to 52% is the maximum discount that has been given over a period of time. This is in the discount percentage. So we need to maybe change the name of the column to discount percentage given. We don't want to change this into percentage, but we just name the file the name so that we know this is a discount percentage, not the discount amount that we will be using in the future. So this is what we needed to done for this particular file. We will just close and apply. Simple. Not much of the data modeling needed because the data was clean already. Just loading because the file was big. You can see now is already over 10 megabyte of file. Each file is about 10 megabytes. So total about 30 to 40 megabytes in total. So now you will be able to see we have F sales data where we have few all these numbers alphanumeric. This sigma number does not specify that it's a phi, it's a formula. It specify that it does tell that it's a number column. In Excel, it's the sigma shows it's a calculation, but it's not a calculation in here. Okay. So is everyone okay with this combining the files and the folder upload? Can you just say yes